y'all, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as TooLizz4You, TOOLIZZFORYOU.
And I'm CPREDMOR on Ravelry and posting as Knitting in Our Jeans on Instagram.
And we finished things
Yes.
since we last saw you.
Go ahead.
So I finished, I have not blocked the sleeves as you can tell, but I have finished my poetry sweater. I really like it. It's quite pretty.
I like it a lot. I like the color.
Yeah, I do need to block, or at least, soak the sleeves, because it's really interesting seeing the difference between the blocked sweater body and the very pointy lace of the unblocked sleeves.
It really does need to be blocked.
But I have woven in all my ends.
That's
I
impressive.
even sewed down the collar. I did good.
You did a very good job.
Yeah.
And this
Now I'm going to take it off because it's warm.
is the remake of my St. John's knit jacket, made exactly as the other one was.
Mm-hmm.
I used the previous jacket as the pattern for this. The only difference is I managed to do an overlock stitch by mistake at the end of the sleeve, so I had to turn that sleeve hem over, and so I'm not doing anything with it. And my shoulder pads keep flipping out, so what I'm going to do is put 2 more tacking stitches, one side, one on the other, on each of the shoulder pads. But I'm pretty happy with it. It's not quite the same fabric as the original jacket. Slightly different weave. So this one shows a wee bit of the packing creases, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. So I'm very pleased I've got this and made this one last 14 years. Meanwhile, I've saved the pieces of the old jacket so it can act as patterns in case I want to make it again.
I was going to say we can always trace those onto paper too.
I also would like to use them to see if I can find exactly that fabric.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we can also
jacket
pattern it since you love the jacket so much.
Showed any kind of creases at all. For an expensive jacket, it really took a beating and kept on ticking, or took a licking and kept on ticking quite well. So anyway, it's been remade and I love it. So let me just put this over here.
So as you can see, we're not in our normal recording area. We are up in Connecticut for a little bit, but we still wanted to bring you all some updates since we have them, especially with our finished objects. Other than that, that's kind of the big news is our finished projects. Other than that, I've got a few things on the go.
Well, just as I've asked you all to think about starting your Christmas or fall presents, I've started one of mine, and it's just about to get down to the decoration. What I'm doing is making a Dino Friends sweater for a small one who has a birthday at the end of October. And I have gotten this far, which is about 1.5 inches from the hem, or actually from the dinosaurs. So the dinosaurs will add about 2 inches, and then there'll be a 2-inch hem. So this is the main body. These are the dinosaurs. So we're moving along. I think by the end of tonight, I'll get down to the dinosaurs, and we'll be on our way. So I do sometimes listen to my own advice. Sometimes. So didn't want you all to feel left out.
Yeah. So because I am trying to get some whips done, I did bring my earth and air. So I'm going to take a look at this and see kind of where I need to be. I think I'm at the end of the back. So I've done the front, as you can see here. And so I think I just need to do the shaping portion of the back. But I need to obviously read the instructions again with a little bit more, just to make sure I'm on the right track. And then it will just be picking up sleeves. So it'll be putting the back and the front
shoulders together,
and then sleeves. So
very nice.
Yeah. So that's decently close. Later tonight, I hope to be separating for sleeves on my Fittonia, which looks so nice. You really can't see the stitch definition in this lighting. But it's really beautiful, and
the colors.
the yarn is just lovely to work with.
Whose yarn is it?
Lola Bean.
Says a lot.
Yeah. So I will hopefully be putting sleeves onto holders and getting some of the body done, and then I'll pop on the sleeves. One thing I am doing, since it is a highly variegated yarn, I am doing some helical knitting on this so that it does not pool. It's still pooling a bit, even though I'm switching yarns at the halfway point. But I think that's just because they're so close, which is good. Like, it's good that the skeins are close, and it could have just been because of the round
pattern.
Numbers, like how many stitches are in the round.
Yes, the
so
pooling will change.
Yeah, so I think it'll still be really nice. I think it'll be really nice, like, fall transitional sweater, because it feels like it'll be, like, medium to heavyweight.
Yes.
In the end. It is a DK, so that'll be nice. And then last but not least, I need to figure out where I am in my Rumble Raglan, which is gorgeous. I mean, look at this. It's going to be beautiful. But I need to figure out where. Well, let's also figure out which.
I think you're going to need some monogamous knitting on that.
Yeah.
Because it takes so much brain power for the pattern.
Well, so the pattern's pretty easy, to be honest. It's mostly I have to figure out where I am to figure out if I have
separating for
when
the
I
sleeves.
separate for the sleeves. So I need to really take a look at that, but
Soon.
It's really beautiful. Like, looking at it on camera too, it's gorgeous. So I'd like to get that done because I have a pair of pants that are about that color.
Yes, you do.
That I think it would look great with. So I brought that again to see if I can at least get it into a place where I can identify and, like, I can make some notes on it so I can know where it's going. I didn't bring any other knitting with me. I did bring some cross stitch.
This is all I have. As I said, I'm going to get to the dinos tonight, and I'll be able to be knitting the dinos tomorrow. I have obviously separated for the sleeves, and the sleeves are about 8 inches long. So really it's going like gangbusters. And it will be done, in a week and a half. So by the time I see you next, it'll be done.
Yeah.
So what is your counted cross stitch doing?
Well, my counted cross stitch, I brought 2 of them. I brought the Hawaii, which I want to keep noodling away at. But I was like, well, what if I don't want to work on that? And so I picked up my big cryptids again. So I packed this up.
So this isn't the bookshelf thing?
No, this isn't the Tamar Pierce. This is the cryptids.
Okay.
So I have all the patterns. I just need to do it. And so I packed it up, and we'll see if I get to it at all. I like it. It's fun.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's cute.
So how much more do you have to do on Hawaii?
I've got a bunch.
A ton?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So it's just, the goal is to get it done by end of year.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
We'll see. Maybe I'll just truck along on it. We'll see. I also brought books. You know. I did. I brought books. Like physical books. So it's kind of hard to knit and read a physical book at the same time. I've gotten good at the ebook.
Oh, very good.
I've gotten good at reading the ebook and knitting. But because with the pages, sometimes they flip back if you don't hold them. So,
unless you have a book holder.
Yeah.
Whereas the ebook, it just keeps it there. You just touch it and it goes, so it goes very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm moving along. Finish this, and then I have something to make for someone who's got a birthday at the end of November. And I'd like to get that done maybe by the end of July, so that rolling into August, I'm doing a counter cross stitch.
The Christmas one?
The Christmas, no.
The angel?
No.
The ornament.
The ornament for my mom.
Yep.
So that'll be the Christmas present that needs to be done by hand. And if I finish the ornament, then I can roll over to the angel and then some knitting and stuff. So.
Nice.
Yes. It's all hands on deck.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about making a blanket for a coworker.
Okay.
who we went to their wedding a few years ago out on Long Island.
Yes. Yes.
And I very much would like to make them
Too
a
much
blanket.
sun.
Yes.
Yes.
I very much would like to make them a blanket. They do not know what they're having, and therefore have not chosen colors for their nursery.
Okay.
They know they want and it's the father who I am primarily in contact
Working
with.
with.
So I need to put together a palette that I am intrigued by, and I need to send it for boss approval.
You could do white, yellow, gray.
I'm gonna do I was thinking a gray, maybe a pale, like pinky, like an antique pinky.
Yeah.
Like maybe a yellow and a like sagey green and
nice.
And there's a color by Karen, the acrylic that is called Country Blue, and it kind of goes with that kind of thing. But I don't have the pink or the yellow in my stash, or the sage really, so I need to go to a Michael's or Joann's and pick some up so I can get boss approval.
Sounds like a plan.
The last thing I want to do is make something that they won't
like.
Use.
Yes.
And of course, my coworker has no clue. He's just like, it's happening. And I'm like, okay, no worries. I mean, I probably won't hear until they've actually decided, 3 months down the road. So,
well, it'll be late then.
Because
you need time to be able to do these
right.
things.
And he even said, he was like, it's fine, you could get it later. Like, that's fine. And I'm like, okay. So we'll figure that out.
All right, that in a nutshell. Hope you all had a happy July 4th. We got to see fireworks on the 3rd and the 4th.
Ooh, yeah, we had fireworks go off in the neighborhood on the 3rd, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, we saw the Bristol fireworks. We walked down to the end of the street, down by the bridge, and then looked up to see the Bristol fireworks. And then last night, we were out on our friend's deck, and there were fireworks all around. And then their backyard neighbor shot off a lot in about 5-10 minutes.
Okay. Yep.
So we had the percussions and some of the white, they're mostly white fireworks. And then we came inside and we saw Capitol 4th, and then we saw Macy's, and by that time all the fireworks were over. So we had a heavily firework 4th of July.
Yeah, and we stayed out on the patio, and we saw Queens popped off. It was great. We saw all around Queens fireworks. We saw some from Jersey City. We saw some from Brooklyn. We saw Manhattan. We could see the Macy's ones through the fog and through Manhattan. It was really cool. We saw a bunch going off in the South Bronx. So yeah, it was really cool.
Very nice.
We had a nice little group that came over. And now we're here. And yeah, I mean, what else?
And tomorrow we're going kayaking.
Yeah, probably.
Weather permitting.
Weather permitting.
Right. Weather didn't permit today.
No. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, what else are we? I'm not really working on a lot of knitting. I'm trying to get my office set up.
Right. Well, this is what I'm doing. I want to get the presents done, kind of snicker snack, so I can go back to my designing. So this is get them done, and luckily they're little kids. So one's going to be 3, one's going to be 5. So whatever I make is not enormous, and so they'll be able to wear them pretty quick. I'll be able to make them pretty quick, and then get back to what I'm trying to do. So that's the story there. So basically, it's a hi, how are you? Hope you're having happy holidays. And we'll see.
Well, I was going to say, aren't you signed up for? I was going to say on your designing. Okay. And aren't you doing?
I'm working on
through.
Yes, I'm working on it very assiduously, but not while I'm away.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes,
because you need to have everything laid out.
I need to have this working. I need to have the iPad working at the same time, and you saw what problems we had with this. So
yeah.
Not every outlet we tried had electricity, and I think that's also true in the hotel room, because I did my mother's menu before we came over here, and I thought it was plugged in, and I might not have been, which gave us some fits over here when we tried to start this.
It's okay.
Yes.
We figured it out.
We did. So anything else, my dear?
No, I think that's about it. I've got nothing really much else. Again, if you are interested in going to India Untangled, I know 2 of the early 2 time slots I believe might be sold out, or at least just the first one I do think is sold out.
I believe so.
Note, there are over 40 vendors this year. We do have 3 different areas, and
it'll be great.
It's going to be great. Not parking areas. Shopping times are extended from an hour and a half to 2 hours to account for that extension of amount of vendors. So just plan accordingly. Get those tickets. And we will see you there. I might be running around a little bit like a headless chicken, trying to make sure everything goes off well, but Mom will be there.
I'm centrally located.
Yes. So you'll definitely see us around, and if you have any questions, let us know. We can either try to answer them or at least see if we can find someone who can.
We can get answers.
Yes. But just, unless the question is, can you get me a ticket? Because that is not something we have the power for.
No.
But yeah, so Rhinebeck, it's a few months away, but as with holiday knitting, you gotta make sure you got your Rhinebeck plans settled.
That's right.
Because I think we just settled our housing.
Yes.
And so remember, get your housing, get your tickets, and
figure out your Rhinebeck sweater.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a few that I have finished now this year, so we got options.
That's true. That's very true. I've got some that I fixed.
Yeah.
So I have to think about it. In fact, Lisa asked me the other day, have I decided on my Rhinebeck sweater? And I'm thinking, no.
Mom decides like 2 weeks before. Usually choosing something that you've knit that year, so
yes,
it's okay.
I don't make it just for Rhinebeck.
No.
It's something that I've been working on.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. So that's about it for our planning.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a quick holiday update.
Yeah.
Mom is okay. I spoke to Mom before we left. She's doing fine. Sassy as usual. So I got her menu done. So she's eating next week. I know that.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. And one of the choices was a BLT, so she'll like
that
meal.
Oh, she'll be thrilled.
And that's about it.
I mean, it's unfortunate we can't put a whiskey sour on that menu, because she'd really love that, especially now that she's taking her meds on time and everything again.
She'd suck that right down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd make sure she was hydrated beforehand, but that would definitely be a winner on that menu.
I think
I was thinking that when you were describing the menu situation. I was like, oh, I know what we get her to eat, or at least drink something.
Damn, really. Yes, but we're doing the menus, so she's getting things that she has told me in the past that she likes. Whether she likes them this week or not, it's up for grabs. But, we're working on past information, and we seem to be doing okay. So weaving in ends time?
Yes, I think now, well, we don't have any ends to weave in. But
No.
maybe you have some ends to weave in.
So weave in those ends. Get started on those presents.
And we will talk to you all
soon.
again soon.
Bye.
Bye.